Don't listen to that. These are squatters. They weren't wanted. And many of them were criminals to the crown of England. Many of them were criminals that were fugitives to papal law. That's why they say this is a land that's free. You don't have to worry about your religion over here. So when y'all see those missionaries coming and setting up their monasteries and stuff, those are checkpoints for the Jesuits to pick up those people that were offenders of the papal law, right? Because they made the word of God became law. A lot of you guys talk about the Nicene Council of 325 and Constantine and all of that, right? That was a catalyst into bringing forth papal law. Because the last Roman emperor, which was Theodosius I, was in 382 AD. After that, it wasn't no more Roman rulers or emperors or Caesars or Herods. They had the Pope. And for those that know, Pope in Latin, that means father, right? So he's a representation of the Father. Which Father? The one that's on the Sistine Chapel, right? In the dirty bed sheet with the little naked babies around him with wings. And him and his little boo thing touching fingers. That's the God they're talking about. That's God. According to them, because they came up with those words. But what word was they using before that? And that's coming from John Wycliffe. They burnt him at the stake for that. For coming up with the word God and the concept and the definition. And they burned his understudy at the stake too for that. And y'all using that word and don't even know where it came from. But of course, you're limited due to what you can linguistically understand. And that's by design. They teach you a little bit of Spanish. And that's it. They're not going to teach you about the Akkadian. They're not going to teach you about Ugaric. They're definitely not going to teach you about cuneiform, hieroglyphs, the Medu Neter. They don't want you to know that shit. They want you dumb as a bag of rocks. That way it's easier to control you and to conquer you and to manipulate you. Because this is what they did to suppress the other 10 tribes of the Canaanites. That's where faith and belief came from. In the infancies of Antioch, which is where Christianity was birthed in 50 AD, right? Antioch is a border town between Syria and Turkey. It was established by a being named Seculus I, the victor, who was the head general of the Mesopotamian army under Alexander the Great, right? And I'm just using that name for historical terminologies, right? But the people did not know how to read or write. So when the Pope came before them with the word of God, he said, hey, it says it right here. Just read it. And they said, excuse me, Father, but I don't know how to read. How do I know what I'm reading is true? And they told him, he told the people, you don't have to know how to read. You just need to have faith and believe. And if you do that, then you'll get into heaven. All I got to do is just accept Jesus Christ and you'll make it into heaven. These lying motherfuckers. They liars. Prove me wrong. It's the only thing in the world that you can hold up that'll make that demonic beast man not want to fuck with you. And he'll still fuck with you. Look what they did to Martin Luther King. All right? He holding up the Bible. They shot a bullet hole right through it. How come God didn't stop the bullet from hitting Martin Luther King? How come he didn't change the mind of the assassin or the person that even orchestrated that shit? Because it's their God. It's not yours. Just putting it in context. Because when you hear the word Jesus, don't tell me you don't see that white man pop up in your consciousness. Don't tell me you don't, you're lying. And the other half of y'all, they never even seen the image of God until I told you about the Sistine Chapel. Some of y'all haven't never seen it. And that's good. That's real good. Don't even go look for that shit. Because it wasn't no image. They had to come up with an image. And one that would keep their own people in check. See, it wasn't even built for you. They had to find a way to separate us from our families and our traditions and our customs and our sense of ethos, or the ethos of our ways. And they mixed us up. How was they able to do that? They laid in the cut while we was at war with one another. While we had differences of opinion and the men were off settling their differences, that's when they came. That was in the 1700s. It was the Portuguese, the Spaniards, which is pretty much the same thing, the French. They all worked together against you, attempting to get you off of your territory, not your land. That's the correct terminology to use when you filing a claim. Territory. Land is a commercial terminology. That takes you into real estate. Don't say land. When you say that, then it brings the being under scrutiny that's running commerce on your territory. Because they didn't sign no treaty with you. They weren't RSVP to be here. But the French came from before them. Exactly. Exactly, tough man. But see, if they on your territory, and because when you look at the word terror, what do terror mean? That's another name for the planet. How you gonna have a claim to planetary landscape? That's a false awareness. That's why the terminologies is very important for people to know. And I hear a lot of people out there talking about the land, and you know, they really don't know what they're talking about. They may mean well, but they really don't know what they're talking about. And I know you know what I'm talking about. Right? But it's a lot of that tomfoolery going on out here. And I'm not saying that those things don't have some relevancy, but you got more pressing matters to pay attention to if you want to reach ascension, right? If you want to evolve beyond the limitations of this realm, there's more pressing matters to attend to. And the one thing that the melanated people here in the Western world are disconnected from is the afterlife. I want to say at least 97% of the people in the Western world, right? to have you evolved. Yeah, you spelled that wrong. I am evolving, right? So what makes a person indigenous? What makes a person indigenous is when their genetic footprint originates from that particular land prior to any other uh, classification of ethnic group. I.e., the lady, it was a sister in here earlier that said she's from Australia, right? And she said we were called first of our kind, right? She would be indigenous to Australia. Now a Dutchman would come over there and be like, I am indigenous. No, you're not. You take your ass back over there to Scandinavia or somewhere, right? There's no way that you can be indigenous. Now you can use that terminology native if you was born on a landmass that's not where your genetics is indigenous to, right? So that's what makes a person indigenous is their genetics. And that's why earlier when we were talking and I was talking about that, the boa tree and how it was brought over from Uganda in Kenya over into the Amazon, over into Central America, over into Mexico. I had a reference point to show the genetic footprint, not just of those people, but of the plant that they uprooted and brought over and became known for that particular plant, right? So these are dealing with genetics that predate other genetics that came after them, you know. And that's why the Supreme Grandmaster Teacher used to say, you can't discover a land that people are already occupying. You didn't discover shit, right? And they know that. That's why they use that terminology, Christopher, right? Because they came over there in the name of Christ. They was on a missionary, mission, trying to spread the gospel, which is the ghost spell, the six ether ghost spell, right? Motherfuckers they looking for little boys and they trying to get everybody involved in what they believe. Shouts out to Taylor Sheridan. Shouts out to Taylor Sheridan. Said that's not necessarily true. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay, money. I know you a pink man. That's just a pink man, you know. Either I'm gonna talk to the divinity in you, or I'm gonna talk to them demons in you. And a lot of Caucasian people, uh, they come in here and they just hate to be debunked. They hate that shit. They hate to see a brother dropping some knowledge and putting the pieces of the puzzle together. Because we wasn't supposed to be doing this, right? And the same thing of those that come before me that I also sat at the feet at. They don't like that shit. They just want you picking up a pistol or a basketball. That way you're not paying attention to the devilishment that they do. But it's a new day. We are in a new paradigm. One where we're calling on those that have preceded us in death. For those that have fallen victim to the malevolent ways of these malefic, evil immigrants. Because they're not from here. You're an immigrant. Your people didn't want you. Europe did not want you. Right? Yeah, we wasn't supposed to be reading around. No. That's why I gotta give it up to John Oglesby. Y'all go look that book up. John Oglesby. He wrote a book called America. And in that book, he made it to the shores of Americas in 1671. And he said he encountered dark-skinned, woolly-haired people with big lips and big noses. John Oglesby was a Western European presario. He drew the first maps of London and how they led to the Royal Theatre of London. He also built the first Royal Theatre of Ireland. He coordinated 2 royal weddings. And the reason why I'm saying all of that is because this is a man of mental competence. His intelligentsia level far outranked those in his societal structure. And he came to America on an exploration visit and gave his account. Many of those, and he was a cartographer, meaning he knew how to draw the pictures and stuff. Most of those pictures that you see with the brothers and sisters with the tobacco pipes in their mouth and the mink shawls and, you know, the tobacco aprons and stuff, he the one that drew that shit. When he made it into Mexico City and he drew a picture of a city in the background behind the chief, the Aztec warrior chief Moctezuma, right? Who was a nigger, and it's for educational purposes only, in Mexico City in 1673. And he was welcomed with open arms. Go look this shit up, man. The technology is out there. They Moctezuma. I hope I'm saying the name right. Montezuma, is that how you say it? You know who I'm talking about. Right? I try to show Moctezuma. I show that picture. Boy, they block my live. They say, oh, they gotta end the live. They don't want they don't want the people in Mexico to know that. Now, a lot of them know. I've been to Mexico several times. And they come up to me and be like, hey, you know about this? I'd be like, yeah, that's the Omex. And I get access to the hood every time. And they ask me because I don't go down there without an unk around my neck. Well, y'all black people, misnomer, dark-skinned Nubian people that go to Mexico, put an unk on. You better take that cross off your neck. You come down there with a cross on your neck, they're going to look at you like a gringos. I'm just keeping it 10K with you. You gringos. You got a white God. That's how they look at you. That's right. You right about that, Kobe. Our ancestors in them Indian mounds. I was telling people that. They was like, oh, we was the original mound builders. Mounds are not always a good sign. That means that the city has been buried under that mound. The civilization has been buried under that mound. Because they don't want people to remember what took place in that particular area. He said a cross folded up makes a cube. Yeah, you tell that shit to the cartel when you go over there with a cross around you. They don't want to hear that shit. But you go over there with an unk around your neck, they're gonna bring out Quetzalcoatl, right? They're gonna show you the pyramid, they're gonna show you the little sites in the little area where you at and see how you respond to that shit. You respond like a gringos, they gonna line you up. They'll line your ass up. And this for the so-called black people, man, y'all better align with something that reflects you. I keep telling y'all that. I can't make it no more simpler. Align with what looks like you, your mama, your daddy, your grandmamas, and your granddaddies. And pour a libation out for them. But that's where our power is at. Our power is coursing through our veins. You got your grandmamas and your granddaddies and they mamas and daddies and they mamas and daddies coursing through your veins. I had a cousin, he just passed. We got the same birthday. My cousin Ed. And the ancestors be with him. Ed had 3 heart attacks. Not little heart attacks, major heart attacks. still drinking beer, still smoking cigarettes, fresh out of surgery. No, matter of fact, he ain't even had surgery the first couple of times. The third time they had to give him surgery. They was like, how is this nigga still alive? And that's because I kept pouring libations and offerings for his mother every day, consistently, every day and every night. And not just him. For all of my aunts, all of my uncles, all of my cousins, everyone that has crossed my path, I'm pouring a libation for them every day. I'm making offerings for them every day and every night. And I've been doing that nonstop for the past 15 years. Half of some of you guys' life, I've been pouring libations. And it ain't about just me benefiting from it. That's why I brought up my cousin. It's about everybody from my bloodline benefiting from it in any way that they can. Like sometimes some of y'all, and I'm talking to the people in my family, your ass should have got pulled over and you didn't. Or you caught a case and that shit should have went to trial and the DA said, fuck it, we just gonna throw that out. Some of y'all had health conditions that should have crippled you, but they didn't. It's because of the ancestors coursing through your veins are well fed. Baba Ray got their ass. I'm going to make sure I pour that libation. I'm going to make sure I got that hot plate on my altar. I'm going to also make sure I give thanks to the procession of creators and guardians that govern this realm as well. That's just the way that I conduct myself. And that's where the true power resides, you guys. That's what you're missing. You don't have a spiritual connection. And I challenge anybody in here that's not doing that on your spiritual connection. And I could break it down to you how you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But the first real connection comes from your mothers and your fathers that passed, or they mothers and fathers. Because they most familiar with you. And they also prove to you beyond a shadow of a doubt that they love you. Nobody kiss you like your grandmama. Nobody hug you like your grandmama. Nobody gonna be there for you like your granddaddy. So if you need to call on the spirit, make sure you call on that one first. But they done showed you how they felt about you while they was alive. And don't think that it changed just because they didn't transition. In fact, it gets more amplified the more that you give reverence, respect, and remembrance of the memory of them. So put your attention, your focus, and your concentration on that. And watch how I start working for you. The Haitians got it. Shouts out to my Haitians. Sapase to the Zopans. They come over here and run amok. They do what the fuck they want to do. You be like, damn, how that nigga get out of jail? He's snitching. No, motherfuckers they got their ancestors with them. It's the only country in the Western Hemisphere to suppress 3 world powers. The British, the French, and the English. And they still got to hang up about that to this very day. You know why? Because they never stop calling on their grandmamas and their granddaddies. They helping them from the afterlife, man. And they want to do the same thing for you. A lot of y'all just not aware of. That's why y'all drawing here. They see what we doing at the altar. All of the people in my community that's pouring their libation, they like, damn, how come everybody else not doing that? Why they not doing that for me? You know what I mean? Like, oh shit. And look at that, he putting that big ass plate up there for his mama. That's a steak. Oh my God, look at all the potatoes. Is that Wagyu? Yeah. You gotta put a tomahawk up on that bitch. I don't give a fuck. They deserve it for what they dedication, they sacrifice. I got students of mine making gourmet meals for their altar. And they receiving favor in their life And not just them, because like I said, it ain't just about you, it's for everybody in your family tree. And once we get back on that timeline, guess what start happening? Now we start becoming family. Because your great, 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 great grandmother is the sister to my great, 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 great grandfather. You hear me? And then it just started pulling everything together. They don't want that. You know why? Because they're not included in that mix. They're not a part of that shit, and they know it. They don't want that blood flowing through their body. They're going to end up having a heart attack. You hear me? So they're like, oh, shit. Don't let these niggas wake up. Becky, go on over there and give up some sloppy top. We need you to swing. Throw that ass in a circle. And throw off them bloodlines. In the whole world, they know it. The whole world waiting for us. The whole world. The Russians is waiting for your ass like, damn, when is these niggas gonna wake up? The Asian man like, fuck, we could really run some shit if them niggas just wake up. Your own Africans, out of the 54 nations, out of the Ganawa, they like, man, when is these niggas gonna wake up? The Haitians, right across the water, they like, man, niggas is asleep. The Mexicans, they love rocking with you, regardless of what they say, man. Motherfuckers rather rock with you than the gringos. I'm just keeping it 10K with you. Right? They wondering what the fuck wrong with you niggas. Everybody got their own depiction of their sense or their reflection of the source except for us. We the only ones that don't. We haven't tapped back into that. Once we do, everybody else will fall right in line. They want to fall in line. They know that you're the custodian of the planet. They know that you're the children of Amun, the name of your Lord, according to Jesus, who was also educated in the land of Amun-Ra, according to their scripture. Right? And that's all I do with religious people is I just show you the relevant points that I'm making right in your own scripture. Right? That's right. You got to wake away from a system of fear and coddling. Yeah, that's the condition of their program is to get you to fear. That keeps you on a low enough frequency where they can get you to believe, because that's how they thrive. Their mentality is based on a belief system, right? Our mentality is based on truth. It's based on knowing. You know what I mean? They don't go past that light after 8 o'clock. You know, the niggas gonna block you off down that street and carjack you. Person that told you that, know that. They don't believe it. They know it. Right? We operate on based on what we know. Oh, that's a sundown town. Don't go through that motherfucking town. Nigga do everything and nigga drive an extra 100 miles out the way just to avoid something that he know that he need to avoid. We operate with a gnosis. The comedian has been telling you that since the Jason movies. When you hear the that's all a nigga gotta hear. Like, you heard that? Cindy be like, I didn't hear anything. Well, bitch, you wait to hear it. I'm out of here. I don't need to be in this movie. Nigga, boy, you hear something bumping tonight? Right? You like, shit, what the fuck is that? It's something in the basement. You lock the basement door like, shit, I ain't about to go down there and see what the fuck it is. I'll stand here with the yapper and see if it can break through the lock, and then I'll shoot it. But fuck that. That's when your intuition kick in. That's beyond, that's knowing, that's sight beyond sight. Like the Sword and Omens and Thundercats. Sword and Omen. Give me sight beyond sight. Niggas want sight beyond sight. We want to know on top of knowing. Fuck that. We ain't going no damn where that shit gonna be sketchy, skeptical. You know you don't function like that in real life. Why you want to function like that when it comes to your soul and your spirit? And who they telling you, God, they giving you a concept. So it's like, fuck that, nigga. You gonna have to show me some shit. Especially after y'all track record over the last 100 years. I don't trust shit you say. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit. When I seen the Tuskegee experiment as a child, I was like, boy, I ain't going to the doctor. You need to do checkups. I don't give a fuck. I'm still here. I'm almost fucking 50. And ain't shit wrong with my ass. I outrun half of you niggas with a cigarette in my mouth. So fuck that. I'm not listening to nothing they say. You see what happened to them people that listen to them about that jab? Oh yeah, it's the virus out there. You need to have this jab. People was like, fuck that. I ain't taking that shit. You know what they did to some of you niggas? They got you with fear. You want to go to work next week? You're going to have to take this jab, but we're going to have to start firing people. Oh, man, I can't lose my job. Go ahead. Death. Y'all better take this thing. You can't work. We're going to shut down your bank account. You can't come on the premises no more. Like, ah, shit. But some niggas got crafty, was like, shit, fuck that. I'm going to work from, can I work from home? Because I don't want to get sick and shit, and I don't want to lose my job and shit, my nigga. People start working from home. You hear me? Yeah, we're aware of that, Kobe. I know this your first time here. I'm talking to the people. I'm talking in a range of people that's new. Because it's a lot of people that they still new. Now, you might not be new. You're not here for that purpose. You might be here to pour libation or something. But a lot of these people need to hear that. Because now they got a new shit. They got a new little, what they call it, the rat virus. I don't know what the fuck it's called. I told y'all, I don't watch the news. Somebody asked me, like, yo, what you thinking? What's it called? Thank you, Cole. He said, you call it the Hanta virus? I'm like, oh, somebody asked, like, you don't know about the Hanta virus? I'm like, nigga, I don't watch news. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I ain't taking no shot. I can tell you that. I'm not gonna take no jab. Fuck the Hanta virus. Nigga, I had the measles, I had the chicken pox before. That's the sickest I done got. And my mama put the McCormick. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but she rubbed that shit on me. I still got the spots left over from that shit. From a child. But other than that, the hantavirus, I'm not taking no vax. I'm not doing that. I'm going to go out there to the sun and I'm going to hold my arms up and I'm going to lift my head back and inhale some sunlight. And I'm going to give thanks to the majestic grandfather, Amun Ray, for his sustenance and provision, which I do that every day anyway. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the rat virus. It's a rat virus. It was isolated to 12 people. How they know it's the damn sun? I mean, how did they know it's only 12 people on a boat and they all got the rat virus? They probably got all the rat virus. And oh my God, it's on an airplane. It didn't made it to New York. A person got off of LaGuardia Airport with the rat virus. Like, come on, man, really? y'all think me that stupid? A lot of people are that stupid. And it's for educational purposes only, TikTok. But people are that gullible. They're that coy. Oh, they said it on the news. The news be right. All I see is Puritans, Quakers, and Pilgrims. When I see them telling their little news story, like, nah, man, y'all some liars. I think about Tuskegee. I start feeling the victims of Tuskegee experiment. They start crowding over my shoulder while I'm watching that shit. I'm just keeping it 10K with you. I start feeling the spirit of my beloved sister, Charlotte. May the ancestors be with her. That shit broke my heart. I cried for a week straight when Charlotte passed because of the jab, right? I cried a week straight, man. I couldn't believe she went and took that jab, man. And, you know, shouts out to Cadillac, man. You know, my people on Candler Road, East Side. Yep, my Aunt Vera, she got hit with the syphilis. Thanks, Pops. She from Alabama. My whole family from Alabama. They gave my aunt syphilis. She couldn't even have kids or none of that shit. They be trying to make y'all women sterile. They looking to take your placenta. I told you dealing with a demon man. This happened. This not in the Bible. It's not some ancient text story. This is real relevant. Less than 100 years ago. See, I like to keep people in that range. That way they can't run from the truth when it's in close proximity to the relevancy of their reality. I like to have history lessons and go back in time, but it's kind of too far removed from the people that we looking to reach. We need to keep them real relevant. You go more than 100 years, you start losing niggas' attention. But I keep seeing those little sisters that exploded in that church in Montgomery, Alabama. The 4 little sisters that passed, they got exploded. That was a terroristic threat. And I gotta say it, the pink baloney man and his woman, y'all should be the most humblest motherfuckers here in the New World of North America. The land of the frogs. I was Birmingham. I know it was in Alabama. I'm gonna go burn some more ancestor money for those sisters. But y'all didn't even want to bring them to justice. That show you how demonic. That's why they're trying to erase everything from the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s. Because at first they was gloating about it. Now they want to cover it up that they was gloating at that time. No, nigga. Show everybody how demonic you was. Show your great-grandchildren how much of a demon you was. Show them the smirks of your commentary during your commentary when you was reporting about this shit. Let them see how evil and malefic you were. Because you the lapdog for the synagogue. Right? You the lapdog for somebody that called you their mortal enemy and they want to grind your children up in the meat grinder and feed it to you. And you want to be the lapdog of them. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. I told y'all, for the people in the community and TikTok, those who've been following, I told y'all, a time is coming. You're going to draw a line in the sand. And for lack of a better word, it's going to be those that's rolling with the Archangel Michael and those that's rolling with Satan and his angels. It's going to be a line drawn in the sand, and you're going to be highly surprised at who go over there to the synagogue of Satan. You're going to be highly surprised. It's going to break your heart when you see the type of people that go over there that's with that shit. People in your own family. People you hold in high esteem. Because they're not spirits. They're flesh and bone. And they're ghosts. They could be as dark as you are. Right? And they ain't nothing but a demonic motherfucker. Right? So you got to use your discernment. The person could be as pale as sheep sheep wool and got the heart of gold. You got to learn how to use your discernment. You got to learn how to operate from the spirit and not the flesh. And that's where a lot of people, they missing the cue. They're not picking up on the promptings from their higher self. You're not in alignment with yourself. There's 3 reasons why people are drawn to this page. 1, someone that you know and love that has passed over wants you to align yourself with me, but they see what we're doing. 2, your own oversoul, because I'm in alignment with mine, and your own oversoul has found an antidote to you receiving its promptings, and that's me. 3rd, if you just pulled in here, you might be new to your journey, and you need things in its appropriate context. Too many people been spinning you in too many different damn directions, and so they like, man, come get with this brother right here. He's not gonna fuck around. I've been on this for 29 years. I didn't just start. I remember when YouTube was still buffering. I remember it was buffering. I remember the internet when it was on dial-up. It wasn't no broadband. We was paying $148 a month for broadband. And the YouTube still was slow. Its server hadn't evolved yet. And I was already meditating and knew about my chakras, grounding. I knew about all of that. I'm not here to waste your time. And I'm not going to let y'all waste my time either. Right? But I want y'all to know that they keep on coming with the chicanery. They're siphoning your life force. It's a whole bunch of people that look just like you and me that's out here building up altars to open up doorways and portals for dark forces to come into this reality. They're venerating Baphomet, Lilith, Lucifer, Samhain, Molech, Baal, right? They're venerating these figures, but they're not venerating their own grandmother who put her life on the line in order for your mother or your father to be born. Because it's a 50-50 chance that a woman dies during giving birth. So she put her life on the line. You owe a debt of gratitude to your progenitors. I don't care how much of a piece of shit they was. They put their life on the line for you. I don't care what type of your soul needed somebody like that in order for you, because you are your soul. In order for you to evolve to the next tier in your ascension, you needed a mama like that. You needed that daddy. You needed that situation. You might have did something real fucked up in your last lifetime that acquired you to be in that position like that. You hear me? So you got to really think about it, you guys. When you see stuff happening to people and you wondering like, man, how come that's happening to that person? You don't know what that person did in their last lifetime. You hear me? Their punishment might be to make it to 4 years old and get hit by a car. And that's all in alignment with the 4 girls that was blown up in the church. The dude that did that, he probably got to keep living and keep dying at the age that those girls, and they lining them up in a family that's connected to him so that can perpetually keep happening again and 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 again. Those are the type of punishments that are passed out by the governors of your dimension, called the 3rd dimension. If you want to contextualize what a god is and what his duties and his punishments, which you hand out a punishment or it'll punish your ass for doing some bullshit. You exploded those 4 little girls, and had 2 of them probably had the cure to AIDS, or they probably was gonna birth the children that had the cure to AIDS and the cure for cancer. Came up with a way to change the economic system so everybody could thrive. And all you did was produce a replica of yourself that wasn't gonna do shit about shit. That don't balance out. So now you got to be punished because you removed somebody off a timeline that was projected to make a positive impact, and you done did less than positive. This is why I tell some of you guys that come at me, a lot of you trolls, I know y'all be having some bad luck fucking with me because you're not doing something of equal or greater value than I'm doing. And in fact, unbeknownst to you, it's my dearly departed that's sharing their offerings with yours. And you would turn around and come in here and look at a reason to castigate me in a negative light. You would come in here and make a joke and think something funny. You hear me? And now your little child and burnt her hand and you got to take her to the hospital. And now they start looking at you funny. And now they want to arrest you because how did the little girl burn her hand? You don't want to tell them you was in there rolling up backwood. And she tried to go in there and get the ramen noodles herself and burnt herself. And now the hospital about to take you, like it just be a clusterfuck of situations that happen to you for fucking with me. And it ain't because I'm making it happen. A lot of times it be your own family tree to get on your ass. Because you're not even doing a 18th. You ain't even doing a 64th of what I'm doing. But you got something negative to say about me. That energy got to be returned to you. Right? It do. Because I assist people on a daily basis. I don't even have enough hours in the day to deal with everybody. Right? I just don't. Not at this point. But I help as many as I can. All you got to do really is join our community to get a closer access to me. And I'm going to put you up on game. Because for 14 years of my journey, I didn't have an altar in place in my home. And I had the space for it in my home. I always had a space to stay where I could have me an altar in my space. And ain't nobody going to tell me shit about my shit. Right? Some of y'all be having them issues like, shit, I got to ask my girl. Or, I don't know, man, fuck how anybody feel about me having an altar. I don't even live in them type of situations. I don't even put myself in a situation to where I gotta be uncomfortable about anything I fucking say and do. You hear me? So when that shit was brought to my attention that that's what I needed to do, man, you know what the fuck I did? I didn't even let the sun set. And I had an altar up and a hot plate. And I was there saying my prayers. I pulled out my gold book. I got the chanting the 99 natural. Y'all know how I do. For those that know. And I ain't looked back since. And I had to look back over the course of my life. And I did that after my mom passed. May the ancestors be with her. Because my mother before me, she was venerating for 8 years before I started venerating. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you should have seen that coming up out of me. Oh, yeah. But after my mom passed, I was reflecting. And I said, you know what? That's what's been the most effective thing in my life is my altar. That's what had the most positive impact on my life. That was the catalyst to a lot of the things that I was doing in my life. And I wasn't aware of it until my mother passed. And she brought that to my attention. And I was meditating at my altar, and my grandma said, "Hey, Baba, you need to take my picture down and put your mama picture up." And so I took my grandmother picture down and I hung it up on the wall. Soon as I hung her picture up on the wall, it fell down. And I felt her come through me like, take my picture down and just put your mama picture up there. It's your mama's turn. I put the picture back up there. That shit fell off the wall and smashed. Like the glass it was in, I was like, whoa. I swept it up and I put my mama up there. You know what I mean? We made her some chicken and dumplings, chicken and noodles, you know, in honor of her. That's when I first moved to Texas. And everything just started like just opening up for me. All the people that didn't mean me no good, you can't help but to be revealed now. Because me and my mama was like this. So I have a very tight connection off world, more so than others may have, due to my connection to my mother. You know, I tab-bleeped my mother and brought her into Nawabu. I took her to Tamaray and all of that. So we had a very tight connection. She was in OM and she was in the AEO with me. You hear me? So I got a very powerful ally in my mother that's working with me from off world and from the afterlife, from the spiritual universe. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate it. So when I be telling y'all about having that type of connection, it's for real. Same thing with my sister. May the ancestors be with her. I have a sister that has passed. We lived together most of our young adult life. You don't think I can't call on her and tell her to give me the skinny on one of you niggas? She would do that expeditiously. I don't have to give her shit. She'd do that because she loved me. While you up there speculating and guessing about some damn spirit guide giving you a fucking answer, I'll go right to one. Asian Greg. I need to hit up Asian Greg. I'm going to hit you up, Asian Greg. My boy, Asian Greg. He from Laos. I ain't going to put his business out there, but he's a very affluent, young, gentleman. And he said, I know a whole bunch of black people on a whole bunch of different levels. He said, you the only one that I know that got an altar in their home. I'm one of the few. He said, man, I got an affinity for you. I know that you trustworthy and I know you got a good heart. He said, every time I come and visit you, your altar, it looks different. It's always bigger. You usually have flowers. You always got something nice. And we stayed in another neighborhood. My son, he got a lot of Mexican friends. And the boy's mother, one of his friends wanted to spend a night, and the mother wanted to meet us. And I was at my altar doing something. I said, let her come on in the house. You all right, Miss Lady? She came on in the house. She seen that I had an altar and rushed over to the altar and got on her knees and said a prayer. And she asked, could she light an incense? I said, go ahead. See, they already know about that. You're supposed to salute an altar when you see it. The second you see it, you're supposed to salute it. and show it respect. A lot of y'all not aware that you should have that etiquette, and I wouldn't expect a lot of people to know that. We're not conditioned and brought up in that way. You raised like a synthetic baloney man, and he has no connection to divinity. Just look at his track record. He don't got no. So you try to listen to a motherfucker that's the devil. He got so much blood on his ledger, and you listening to him about what God is? Are you kidding me? That's who you taking your social cues from? That's why the Africans look at you like, nigga, what's wrong with you? That's why the Orientals look at you like, nigga, what's wrong with you? That's why Habibi and them look at you and be like, what's wrong with you? And all you want to do is be treated fairly. I don't want to be treated fairly. I don't want you to treat me fucking period. You do what the fuck you doing and let me do what the fuck I'm doing. Because I don't give a fuck about what you're doing. You give more two fucks about what I'm doing. Like Gargamel with the Smurfs. They like Gargamel. Smurfs wasn't fucking with Gargamel. They wish that he lived long and prosper. But what do Gargamel do? He come and fucking with the Smurfs. For nothing. That's what they are. They Gargamel. And many of them were not born with an umbilical cord. Go look at Ezekiel chapter, is that chapter 16? Yeah, Ezekiel 16. And it tell you about, and it's in there at least 20 times. You got technology. Go to the Bible Hub. It'll show you. You could just Google it. Those that came out the land of Canaan did not have umbilical cords. Like a dog. That's why they call the dog their best friend. And they breathe in their mouth and out their nose. I'm just telling you, they get ticks, they get lice. If you peel back, you take a number one clipper and shave the dog. What color is his skin? They keep calling you a chimp, but if you look at a chimp and you look at a chimp's lips, it don't got lips like mine. Chimps don't have big lips. The little cartoon characters y'all draw got big lips, but them lips look thin. Right? Like the old white lady down the street. Got little ass lips. You can't like, damn, where your lips at? Ain't even got no lip there. They tell me I'm lying. Now shave the hair off that chimp. That's right. I was just about to get to that. Now shave the hair off that chimp, and you're gonna see pink skin, translucent like skin. Right? Tell me I'm lying. But they got the nerve to get out here and start calling us chimps. For all of y'all people, y'all Caucasians that was born after 1970, you got no right to be racist towards nobody. Because you wasn't even raised under them type of conditions to even be that way. That means you got the devil in you just because. And half of y'all got more nigga in you than you got baloney man and don't even know it. And I'm talking to a particular pale lady. I seen that little video you did to try to rage bait people, right? Calling us chimps. Her hair was black. Her eyebrows was black. Her eyes was black. You shake her tree and a nigga gonna fall out doing the Cupid shuffle, the crip walk, and the running man, and the typewriter. I guarantee you that. You hear me? So don't let them rage bait you when they be calling you a chimp. And please, you look closer to the chimp. And I don't give a fuck about you like that to shit on you. Like you shitting on me, but I fight fire with water. You hear me? I don't fight fire with fire. I fight fire with water and put that shit out. Make you back the fuck down. And stop letting them tell you that they proud to be an American. Or this land is their land. It's not your land. You not from here. You can still live here, but I'm going to correct the shit out of you at every turn. Don't ever come to me saying something against the Mexican brothers and sisters. Don't tell me nothing about no other immigrant from any other country either. I don't want to hear it because you don't belong here. Address that fact, right? Like Tim Wise, like Jane Elliott. They put their people on, they hold their people to standard and call them racist too. Like, man, y'all racist. You don't even think nothing went wrong with the way that you conduct yourself. And for all my pink baloney men and women that rock with us, y'all know what to do. Get on their ass. Because that was my petition to the ancestor realm. It's for their own people to get on their own ass. Those people that stand with us in solidarity, get on your people ass. Highlight and expose the devilishment that has been done over the past 100 years. And it's happening. It's happening at an alarming rate. And I salute them. Because like I said, I'm not racist. I don't look to shit on nobody. But you try to shit on me, I'm going to shit on you. An eye for an eye, motherfucker. But leave me the fuck alone, because I don't even want to fuck with you. You hear me? I don't care what you got going on. That's your business. You like to let the dog kiss you in the mouth? That's cool. That's what you do. That's what you do. Got that motherfucker all up in the bed with you? Hey, I ain't knocking you. All right? But leave me the fuck alone. Stop acting like I done did something bad to you. You hear me? Don't play me like that. Another thing I hate when they come, hey, Jesus loves you. Jesus didn't need you to tell me that. Does Jesus love you? That's your shit. I don't come to your page and say, I'm in Ra. You need to be honoring. I don't do that to people. If I come to your page and I come in there, I'm definitely going to hit the hearts. I'm definitely going to give you some gifts. And I'm going to shut the fuck up because that's your page. If it's some shit I don't agree about, I might raise my hand and see if I can ask the question. But other than that, that's your belief. That's your concept, your customs. That's your shit. But what y'all got to realize is that I was talking to my moderator last night about this. We were talking about it, is a lot of people being condemned for their convictions. But the people that condemn others for their convictions, you don't have anything to offer that being that you're convicting of equal or greater value. And if you can't offer someone something of equal or greater value than what they're already using as a catalyst to make their life a better place, then you don't have that right to be condemning them about what they're utilizing to get along. You hear me? And it's vice versa for the person that's having that stuff. So if that shit working for you, that's cute, that's good. But guess what? Don't impose that onto other people. Let it just keep working for you. Not in case you can offer something that equal or greater value to that individual. If you can't, then just, leave people be, man. Like I tell you guys all the time, I am not here to twist your arm off and over convince you about what the fuck I'm on. If it don't resonate with you, I'm not trying to I'm not about to go out my way to attempt to convince you. If you don't know how to lead rice to your mouth, that's your business. If you don't want to do the due diligence and go through the gates of right now, hey, I'm not mad at you. Ain't got nothing to do with it. But don't come asking me for assistance if you're not in alignment with what I got going on. That's not cool. You know, don't ask me for no assistance and you're not here supporting my platform. Don't don't tell me your problems or what you got going. I don't want to hear it. I don't know you. People want to talk to you like they know you and know that they don't know you. Don't play them games with me. Don't act like I'm a half-wit. I give people the truth all the time. What I tell y'all, don't say that you haven't been told. That's what I tell people. Don't say you haven't been told. Your overgrown ass. People be grown as hell. So you got to tell their ass 7, 8, 9, 10 times. I'm here to give people remedy. A lot of the young people that come into our community, what I do for y'all, I show you how to get your mind right, how to get your money right, and then how to get your life right. And those are things I lead with. And that ain't even on the AAA side, which is the next tier of what I had to offer. And that's showing people the discourse and then giving you the hacks and modalities that I got from there, right? But I'm here to make sure you get your mind right, you get your money right, and then that you get your life right. And you decide from there if you want to take my discourse. That's on you. But the shit works. Shouts out to Shamar. You are here there, yeah. It works. And he's just one of many. It's above. We got over 200 people in our community. You know, I don't need 1,000 motherfuckers. I don't. A good 12 would do. Just a good 12. And we'll recalibrate this whole motherfucking blue rock. Just give me 12. I got 200. I got 40 students. And all of them not active like that. I know you're not active. You know. But you must be happy at where you at for all my inactive people. You must be real happy at the way things is functioning for you. Right? Forgive my facetiousness. But it is what it is. We got enough. And we're definitely pushing the envelope on a new paradigm and removing all of this old belief system. We're moving with certainty and assurity and making a difference, not just in our lives, but in the lives of everyone around us. Right? Changing the trajectory of the family's destiny and aligning ourselves with our collective ancestral network that expands across the whole planet. Because that's what it's supposed to be doing, man. You got a whole bunch of breaks in the circuit board when it starts going across that ocean. Because not a lot of us is venerating. Y'all be more concerned about Cinco de Mayo, Veterans Day, what's the other shit that they got? Christmas, the 4th of July. Y'all be more concerned about that bullshit, man. Fuck that. Put that energy into your ancestors, to your dearly departed, because somewhere down the line, we all related. And they will bring us all together, and all of our energies will be working together. Right? And we say, hey, man, we want that town right there. They're going to make sure you get the town. To see the way that your dearly departed work, especially if you got a strong rapport with them. Your mama going to you want to get that job at Hewlett and Packard. You want to get an entry-level job there or whatever the fuck. You fresh out of college, they hiring. You done put out applications to all these damn places and ain't nobody hit you back. You got a first interview, not a second interview. You find a job that's meeting everything that you want. It's in walking distance of your house. You really want that job? You go to your mama and you say, Mama, I want that job. Your mama know you want that job because she coursing through your veins. You leave her an offering, you tell her the name of the people, the HR department, she gonna go to that person's great grandmama and give her some of the offerings that you've been giving her. You hear me? And tell her your grievance. And she gonna go talk to the HR department lady while she sleep and fixate it in her mind to make sure that she see your application. If that's what you want to do. And then they pull your application and all of a sudden you got the job. You're like, how the hell I get the job? That's how. They make sure shit happen for your ass. As long as you making sure that you making yourself aware of them and you showing them reverence. Tell their stories, man. And for y'all that still got your elders, go ask them about their stories. Ask them how it was when they was growing up. Ask them about the first time they fell in love and all of that. Take a genuine interest, man. You're developing a rapport that goes off-world. My granddaddy woke me up this morning. He was a man of very few words, but I felt him. And I said, thank you, granddaddy. And I started crying. He said, what you crying for? And I said, because you don't never come to my room to wake me up. I said, don't worry, I got you. I've been burning money all morning for him, all day yesterday too. Because the day that he passed, you know what I mean? And that's over 20 years ago, right? But I'm still, you know, it's like it was yesterday for me. And that's my father's father, right? I only knew one of my grandfathers, and that was him. And man, I just love him. You know, I love my granddad, and I let him know that every day, and his brothers, and his sister, and his mother, and his mother's mother and father. You hear me? Every day and night. I like, granddaddy, what's the number? He'd tell me the number, that shit pop out. I like, granddaddy, which scratch off to get? That one right there. I get the scratch off. Pop, there go my pops. Pops, yesterday after I got off the phone with you, remember I told you about the number 19? It was right there, right? Check this out. I went in the store. I got my Eternal water, and I played that number, 275. How come the dude went to go to the little lottery machine and the silver alert popped off? It's an old man missing. Look just like granddaddy. Look just like him. I said, 275, man. Make sure that shit go through. Guess what happened? He said, you can't, they just stopped the drawing for right now. You can't, you're going to have to wait until the afternoon drawing. You can't do the midday drawing. It was too late. And it was like 10:30 in the morning. I was like, damn, for real? He's like, yeah, man. He's like, that's weird. I was like, yeah. And the picture kept popping up there. It looked just like granddaddy. I was like, damn. He was like, yo, just wait about 30 minutes and then it should draw and then you can do your number. But I'm going to do it again. But these are just the little signs and indicators and messages that pop up to let me know that, hey, man, I see you and I acknowledge you. Those are the easiest connections for us to make, you guys. They're very easy. All that other shit you be trying to do is speculative, and you know it. Why take yourself down that path when you don't have to? So when I see the Archangel Repost, I know I'm not tripping. You hear me? When I see Akhenaten, I know I'm not bugging out. Because I'm used to seeing my mama. I'm used to seeing my grandmothers, my cousins. I could see them. Somebody was right here by my altar the other day. I was like, whoa, who was that? And I laughed. I wasn't scared. I just laughed and shit. I'm like, who was that? Like, God, I ain't about to be this. Because sometimes they're not used to not having a body. So they may struggle with finding a way to get your attention. One of the easiest ways is like having bottles, and then you would hear it be popping and shit. You'd be like, yo, why that shit start doing that? Start popping out of nowhere like that. You're like, man, how did that? What did that? Well, who did that? That'd be their way of getting your attention. Other ways, they'll come through the birds and perch on your window. You know, one of my students had a bird kept running into his window. It kept doing that shit for like 5 days, trying to get to his altar. You're like, man, why I keep doing that? I said, oh, shit, it got something to do with your altar because it kept running into it. You took video of it and everything. Some of y'all seen that video. Some of y'all in the community, y'all seen it. But these are real connections, you guys. These are not speculative stories that came out of a book. These is based on people that you actually experienced in this reality, that you accounted for. And they still thriving through your memories. Trust in that connection, man. Anything else will have you looking like a damn fool. Now, I'm just keeping it 10K with you. Now, when we start getting into the Netaru are your ancestors as well. They're just more on the ancient side of that lineage. And in some cases, on the primordial side, they follow you back into the spiritual universe. You hear me? But you got to open up the corridors to get there. It starts with your mothers and your fathers, their mothers and fathers, their mothers and fathers, their mothers and fathers, etc., etc. They open up the corridors to the ancestors. Because your ancestors don't begin, of course, until 2048 pair of great-grandparents. On the other end of them are the ancestors. Everybody before that are the children of the ancestors, right? Just to put it in its appropriate context. Now, on the other end of the ancestors are the ancient ancestors, right? And you might go back another 150,000 progenitors to get to that station. And on the other end of them are the deities, right? The ancient ones, the primordial ones. But they don't want to hear your grievances, and you ain't even poured the libation for your grandmama. Some of y'all claim to be God and all of this shit. You don't even know what the hell you're talking about. You are not a God. You are 7.5 million times smaller than your planet. And your planet is 7.5 million times smaller than your sun. And your sun is at least 7.5 million times smaller than Auli Lam or OrgoniteTEK, right? Or Mintaka. It's over 15 million times smaller than Rigel, which is another star in the Orion star constellation. It's very tight. Your sun look like a pebble. And you down here on this little grain of sand talking about you a God. But you got to go get in the car and drive across town. And you got to go to work tomorrow. You got to put gas in the car. You just can't nanu and blink your ass there. You're not functioning on that frequency yet. That's like an acorn calling itself an oak tree. It has the potential to be that, but where it's currently at, it hasn't reached that stage in its evolution as of yet. And these are realistic, practical approaches that we need to start acknowledging and addressing. Because people got things misconstrued, and we can't have no more generations going through no belief systems no more. No more fucking belief systems, right? We're speaking our destiny, our destination into being. You're supposed to be able to speak it. And for those that know, they know. You know, shouts out to my brother, Hiru Netaru. That's the first brother from the order that ordered a staff. I got my first staff order. right? But this stuff is for real, you guys. And you don't have the time to play like that. And the Luciferians know that. They know that already. You got 12 years you get to being conditioned, programmed to their traditions and their curriculum. 24 years in the bathroom. That's 36 years. 15 years of going to work. 15 years of being entertained. That's 66 years of your life. In 5 moves. They already got it figured out. In 5 moves. 66 years of your life. You better start carving back some of them units of time and giving it to yourself. Because if you don't do that, ain't nobody going to... The spiritual realm has no sympathy. It just sends your ass back here and say, try again. And far too many times people have crossed over and their consciousness can't register in the spiritual universe. They still tethered to this shit. All right, it's about to be 333. We're going to call out the 99 Netaru. I see Ricky is on duty. Thanks, Rick. Abdul Kul Tafalat. Why Bazun be about Mu El Kalu? Who partner to that? Minu Nut Sheu Kawun Elabihu. Atunre. Nu Net. He had. Kek Ki Kek Amun Amunet. Atum Shu Tepna Geb Nut or Set or Sorrow. Nep that Satuk Haru Happy Anquit Anti Nefertum Antu Bepti. Sekmet Het Har Best Pata Bass. Am Hotep. Who me hurt Capri. Meskahenit. Riot Kintamintu. Hika Neve Mayat Renintet Shah Sishat Mapdet Sobek Anubu. Kanum Kansu Tanin. Sia Hikat Amsu Sarapi Atumre. Tahuti. Taret Selket Ha Nehebka Sokar Bait. Akir Anihiri. Wabwawit. Sikat Hitep. Maresgir. Sia Getit Astinu Bahutit. Kanemtet Menket Hem Madudi Kabasinu. Dua Mutaf. Merit Ura Edu Nekebit. Sikat Anuket Jet. Tim Uwa Uwis Anku Afnuit. Sati Sekti Imta. Ninna Emuet Mseti. Kimamu Ray Chef and Mary. Amun Ray. For the sake of all. Kawu Man, what happened? Yeah. Don't matter. I have to get another dip anyway. All right. We're going to take one more question. One more question and we're going to get out of here. Y'all go check out them uploads on my page. Hit the notification bell so you will know when I'm uploading new content or uploading this content. Because all of this get uploaded. I take the highlights out and upload it to TikTok. Or you can see the long form version of this on YouTube. YouTube allowed me to upload up to 3 hours of content. Go to YouTube and catch it there as well. Said, does 2 + 2 or 2 times 2 really equal 4? Because it's the only number when you multiply it equals the same. That's a good assessment. I don't know. I never thought of it like that. Because it's only 9 numbers. Really 10 if you include 0. But I don't know the answer to that. I guess so. Because really, 1 and 1, they say 1 and 1 make 2, but 1 and 1 make 3. Right? Or it could make 4, or it could make 5. It just depends on, the formula or the equation that's being used. But that's very interesting. I never thought about that. Any other questions? Ugh. He said it just seems weird. Mm. Come join us. Tickets still available. Come join us in San Antonio, you guys. I know the people from the tech community going to show up, right? That's mainly who I'm talking to the tech community. But every once in a while, we get somebody from off the street, off the TikTok block. But come join us in San Antonio in July, the AAA workshop, right? You will be fast tracked along with your understanding, right? Y'all follow the 9 grid system, the 9 gates of radiology in the 1089 manual, and the one that's posted in the thread. You should do just fine. All you got to do is follow number 7. Read, research, review, and repeat. And your repetitive initiative is going to garner a positive result. It's going to. We're not growing squash. We're growing oak trees. Right? I'm sorry. We're growing oak trees. Now, you can get some type of results like expeditiously, but you still need to be repetitive in order for those things to function in your life consistently. All right? You do. You got to think long range. You can't think short. A lot of people want instant gratification, and that's fine. You can't get a micro result, but that shit happens on a micro level. You want the macro result because you function on a macro level, right? But that's it, you guys. Nobody else got nothing else for me. I'm gonna get the hell on up off of here. We done been on here for about 4.5 hours now, since 11 o'clock. No, about 11. Since about 12. Almost 4 hours. Hope you guys enjoy what we talked about. Y'all don't have no more questions. Peace and love. May the ancestors be with you. And see you guys on the next live. Wadu.